How's it going, everybody? I definitely just talked to myself for 2 minutes thinking I had pressed the go live button and I hadn't. But I think I should be live right now. Yeah, Panga says, okay, my stream did just start on my own end over here. So Panga says, hurry and get stream over. Don't want to be here. I appreciate you being here, Panga. I know you got better things to do like watch football. I am juggling screens right now, but I am actually trying to watch football myself. Um, is it daytime wherever you are? Your room is very lit. I have like 5 Elgato lights going on here for maximum viewing pleasure. Um, how's everyone doing tonight? Yeah, Kyle Benke says everyone going nuts over the promos. If you were anywhere on Instagram, if you were anywhere on Discord, people were just blowing everything up. I'm actually, I've mentioned it before. The reason I'm live right now, the reason I'm live tonight is I'm working nights now for the time being, probably for the whole school year. So I was browsing Discord here and there throughout the day. All anyone was talking about were the promos. Check Twitter. Did anything drop? I think some amount of people were able to check out with only a couple of the items. I believe people were able to check out with the plushes and then some of like the artwork, like some of the prints of the artwork. I have this one light that's not coming on. I'm not sure why, but I looked at Pokemon Center a couple times. I typed in Van Gogh. I didn't see anything. I clicked on a couple links that people were posting. I didn't have any luck myself. Let us know in chat. Did anyone have any luck getting any of the things ordered? But I guess I put it in the title. We may as well talk about it. We may as well start there. Just my general thoughts on it. I see some people thinking it's going to be the next Scream promos, and I've mentioned this many times. I'll probably have to mention it many, many more. But it's very unlikely in the current climate, in the current environment, that anything can be the next anything that happened pre-2020, pre-2019 hype, or yeah, pre-2020, pre-2021 hype mania craziness. Because the Scream promos, when they came out, a lot of people liked the artwork, but they were very affordable. They were like, I was buying sets of the 3. Eevee, Rowlet, Psyduck for $20 a piece. $20 for the set. And could have bought hundreds, if not 1,000 sets, potentially. I did buy like 100, a couple hundred, I forget how many exactly. But all these things just out of the gate are so much more optimized. Information travels so much quicker. Like this promo dropped out of nowhere and kind of surprised us all yesterday. Hey, it's coming out tomorrow. You saw all the videos on Twitter of people doing 2020, 2021 things, doing Shining Fates type things, doing fights in the Target and Walmart parking lot things, except they were doing that in the Netherlands, in the Van Gogh Museum. Absolutely crazy. Just what continues to go on. Like I've mentioned it many times. I think Pokemon will eventually get back towards some semblance of normalcy. And early into the Scarlet and Violet block, we're seeing a little bit of it when it comes to Ultra Modern. I don't really go into Walmarts or Targets, but very frequently. And when I do, I don't go by the card section. But presumably, given that the product is not even sub retail, not even sub like 100. Some of it is sub. Card Shop Live has some links gone up. It's sub wholesale. So some of these early Scarlet Violet base Paldea Evolved Obsidian Flames, they're achievable like at or below wholesale. And historically speaking, that's kind of been the trend. There would be a couple years worth of standard sets, barring like a Flash Fire, barring like a really stonky one for whatever reason. But yeah, those would be available for order from your distributor. for a couple of years until they went out of print. And then 2020, late 2020, everything just changed around like that Vivid Voltage time frame. And it's like we can't have nice things anymore. Because anytime there's some remnant, and anytime there's some glimmer of hope that something big could be coming, it's fully priced in out of the gate. I know that you always need to take with a grain of salt early sale prices on eBay, whether or not these things are actually being paid multi-$100s for this promo that is supposedly going to be handed out for a few months at the Van Gogh Museum, that is supposedly available. From my understanding, if you go to Pokemon Center and you buy any Van Gogh themed item in any quantity, I mean, there probably will be limits. I think some of the items that went up today were maybe limit 5, maybe some were limit 10. But if you buy like 5 sets of sleeves, if you buy 5 plushes, you will get a promo for each item. You don't need to do like one order for one plush and then do another one to a different address and another one with a different credit card. All that kind of special delivery Charizard type stuff. This one seems a little bit more accessible as far as how it is going to be distributed through the orders. Pokemon Center UK, Pokemon Center Canada, and Pokemon Center US, as far as I understand. So it's kind of like a dual acting thing. A lot more of them are being graded immediately out of the gate than were with the Scream promos. Like, by all means, those were graded heavily out of the gate. But everything's just so much more optimized. The news travels so much faster. There's so many more people doing the same plays, even though the market's a lot bigger. I mean, look at what's happening with the Naga EVs. And I kind of see another. I need to find what video I said it, but I think I called the Naga Evolutions quite well. I think I had mentioned that I expect them to be auctioning in the 30s by the fall. What's going on right now? I mean, I have low list, last couple stragglers. I'm not sending any more raw to PSA to grade because the margin's just completely gone with PSA. There's a little bit better with CGC Pristines, but liquidity slowing down on my current listing prices. So I probably the margin's going away on those too. Black labels are still doing black label things, but I see this promo being very similar to like Nagabuzz. Early out of the gate, some people are going to be paying way too much money, and there's going to be some form of a play there, but it's going to be kind of a race to the bottom. I am not going to too aggressively go into this like at the outset, off the jump. I do like the promo quite a bit. I want to end up with hundreds of them, maybe even 1,000. If they're $10 or less, maybe I'll end up with 1,000 of them. But I am not about to spend $100 a copy on 500 of them or something. I'm definitely going to wait for the for everything to calm down and for some of the blood to be shed. Hopefully not my own. So yeah, I'll if I'm able to get a couple Pokemon Center orders in, I'd almost rather just buy 100 of them at a time on eBay instead of trying to buy 100 sets of sleeves or 100 plushes or 100 playmats or whatever. But we'll see what happens. I'm gonna like sit fairly tight and just see how it goes for the next couple weeks and not FOMO so hard. I'm not going to be sending at 40, 75, 150. I'm just going to let the dust kind of settle and yeah, see what happens. Let me start to look at the chat now. I only 10 minutes. I only went on my own there for 10 minutes. So let me see what the chat's saying. And we can talk about the Van Gogh promo all night if you want. We can talk about the football games on. We can talk about anything going on in the Pokemon market. Whatever you guys want to talk about, Q&A as always. I started at 9:30. I'll probably go till 11-ish. I'll probably go an hour and a half. Maybe I'll go towards 2 hours. But yeah, we'll kind of get a feeling from chat how things are going. I don't really do night live streams too often. I've not done them in a while, I guess. But for the next several months, these will be the norm. So I don't know that it'll always be Thursday. But Pokeflips, not tomorrow. But Pokeflips is moving to Fridays at 1 p.m. And then my solo live streams will be off Pokeflips weeks. Fortnightly. They will be generally Wednesdays or Thursday nights, probably leaning to. I'll probably just do them Thursday nights while I'm watching the game. Generally speaking, I'm just watching the game, sorting some cards or whatever. So I may as well go live. But yeah, let me see what we got going on here. Brandon says, I heard Dan botted 500 plushies and promos today. I didn't buy anything. I'm not live from the Van Gogh Museum. That would be cool. How's it going? Brody, Mike, BB, Ponga, the back room. Yeah, it's not daytime here. I just have my El Gato lights on. How's it going, Chef? Nice to see you in here. Johto Giraffe. Ponga says, air quotes, working nights. I'm definitely going to be working less this school year, essentially. I'm going to be working less. This is the whole Mexican fisherman vibe. A banker would have sent his daughter to daycare. A banker would be grinding out 80-hour weeks. I'm foot off the gas for sure. Enjoying time more with family. Dan, how much were you paying the boots on the ground you had over at the Van Gogh Museum today? I did see like a couple people I follow on Instagram that ended up, or in Instagram, or like people in Facebook groups that I know, a couple people like who play the TCG or involved in staffing the TCG. So I do know a couple people that like went to the museum today, but I have no like offers out. I've just been watching the insanity unfold. It is what's going on right now. Like, again, looking back 6 months, we have had things kind of falling flat. We had Scarlet and Violet Base, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames. We had, the pull rates are too easy. There's not the chase. There's not like exactly what we want. And boxes are going sub 100. And then like 151 comes out, Japanese, 151 Japanese does big things. English following right in its footsteps. I was breaking down a bunch of, actually with my daughter today, I'm putting her to work. I got to get her Roth IRA opened. We were breaking down poster collections and we were breaking down the binder collections. I've been just selling quickly loose packs of 151. And I've actually been selling very quickly all my ETBs that I had allocated. I think I had 180 ETBs of 151. I only ripped like 18 on that live stream. I didn't go too long there, so I ripped like 18. That'd leave me with 162. I think I broke down like 22 of them just to get. I actually bulked out the sleeves and the dice and all that to somebody already. So I had 140-ish left. I think I sold 140. I think if you go to my eBay, you can see a sold listings should be 14 quantity sold of like ETB cases, if I remember correctly. So all my ETBs are gone. Pretty soon, got like a nice little restock coming, not of ETBs, but the Mew Ultra Premium collections, the Zapdos boxes, and then whatever else is coming. So yeah, 151 is doing pretty big things. Yeah, people. I actually. PK went live at like 9. I was going to listen to him until about 9:30 when I went live. I don't know how long he was going to be, but people were messing with him, saying that his audio wasn't working, and I guess he didn't check. He just ended stream and then didn't come back. But yeah, he was going to be talking about the same promo too, but I know I can't trust chat, so I always have like my live over here just to make sure everything's right. I make sure my green bar is bouncing on OBS. Usually when the green bar is bouncing on OBS, you know you're good, but like that's probably not always, probably can't always fully trust in that. But yeah, I was listening. I was a few minutes late, so I was listening on 1.5x, 1.5 times to PK's live, and by the time that I was almost caught up to live, it was like when he was ending, because he thought his audio hadn't been working for like 5 or 10 minutes or however long it was. Retro says, yeah, highly unlikely that a Pikachu cross Van Gogh collab will sell for 750 to 1,000 out the gate in PSA 10. Good take. Retro's always Retro's always got some sarcasm going on with like blended with whatever else. I'm assuming that Retro thinks the first ones will go for 750 to 1,000 out of the gate. There might be one or two that do. I would push back on that. I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of it comes down to, I mean, we know the market's kind of crazy, but like supply matters. Like, are there going to be 5 million of these printed or are there 50,000? We have no concept, no idea. I've seen all kinds of speculation. I've seen everything from 10,000 to 10 million, I think, speculated one place or another. Different sources where they talk to people in the store, they talk to people here or there. A little bit of detective work. I looked up how many people go to the museum. About 2 million people go annually. So I think they're giving them out for 3 or 4 months at the museum. It doesn't mean that everyone that goes will get one, but roughly during the time frame that they're giving them out, over 500,000 people, if not 750,000 people, will attend that museum during the time frame. Do they give them out to 10% of the people? Because I think they have to do some kind of a scavenger hunt. Anyways, I've not bought any. Let me actually see. Let me see what the current low list is right now. But this could fully be, this could be a $50 PSA 10 by the end of the year. Or it could be a $500 PSA 10. I mean, there's truly a number. I actually kind of like, I joked with somebody in Discord earlier, in the paywall Discord. They asked like, what's the price target for this? Will this be as valuable as a Scream Pikachu? There's a print run that this card could be more valuable than a Scream Pikachu. This card could be printed so minimally. It could be so exclusive, so hard to get, that it is more valuable than a Scream Pikachu. I do not remotely think that that is going to happen. I think much more likely the opposite extreme, where this is printed in excess of like the Pikachu one. And obviously the Pikachu was more desirable than Rowlet, Eevee, Psyduck, but also less accessible too. You had to, it was a little bit harder to get. Right on the ground floor, it was a little bit more expensive. But and then the Mimikyu even more so. Even that binder thing that dented them a lot. But as of right now, yeah, I see some listings with 20 sold for $300. It's 2020, 2021 all over again, right? It's just people, as if there's no plays. Like I also made this joke earlier. There's so many plays right now. It's like people are starved for plays, so everyone is just piling into this one. If you can't find a way to make money in Pokemon right now, like, where are you looking and what are you doing? Like, I'm not like, so, like, people are so voracious for this when it's like there should be enough other stuff to do to keep your time full. I could get it if we were literally like a desert out here and we had like a multi-year span of just dark times. And then this was like the light at the end of the tunnel, and this was going to save us all. And literally there was no plays, no money to be made elsewhere. So we all just pile in here and pray. But there's a lot of other places to like put your money in, do good business. So I'm not like FOMOing into this one. Maybe I'll regret it. Maybe in hindsight, maybe this will never dip below $150 raw. Maybe it will be a $500 PSA 10. But that's a lot of like risk. That's a fair bit of a gamble, and not that I can't stomach that amount of risk. It's just I have plenty else to do to keep me busy for the next week or two as this gets sorted out. Like I really don't want to do a play on less than 50 of them, and I really don't want to buy 50 of them for $10,000. I want to do like deep quantity on these things moving ahead. I've talked about that many times, but yeah, let me keep going. Raji Card says, that Catch 'em All guy always shows the monk promos. These Van Goghs are going to go crazy. Van Gogh Museum attendance today. How's it going, Brant? Oh yeah. I did we've talked on Instagram since we met in Charlotte. Nice meeting you again in Charlotte. But I didn't connect. I didn't remember that that was your username. I believe that's your username as well on on Instagram. Yeah, I really like the screen promos. They were one of those like obvious plays, but for a decent amount of time. I remember selling PSA 10 Pikachus. If I'm maybe it was PSA 10 EVs for 40 or 50. Maybe I was buying EVs for $6. I want to say I was selling EVs for like 30 to 40. I might have been selling Pikachus for like 60, 50, 60, 70, 80, somewhere in there. I don't remember the exact numbers. But there was a couple years that like it wasn't a killer play. Like it took time to cook, took time to get going, and then it just went to the moon. Well, it went to the moon in 2020, 2021, and then it did it again a few months back, and now it's dropping back down. But I hope we get a. Brant is calling for a Pikachu Mona Lisa. I hope we get a Starry Night Moonbryon. That would be amazing. That was the first thing I thought of when they mentioned Van Gogh. Flippers do be flippin', artists be artin'. Nice meeting you in. Oh, Ponga saying nice meeting you in Charlotte to Basic. I thought he was saying it to me. He said it to me multiple times I think by now, but it was nice meeting you, Ponga. Nice vending next to you. Yeah, Basic formally has a $50 bounty out on the first PSA 9 Van Gogh. What do we think the first Black Label will go for? If and when I do go deep into them, and I might go deep into them again. It's all by like feel. I don't necessarily have a firm price target. It's more feel. If and when I do, I'll probably send a decent amount to Beckett. I made my video where PSA 10s are participation trophies. We do need to see though, like one thing that's complete unknown as well. How gradable are these? Like I saw a handful of pictures where people had 10, 20 of them sealed. I didn't hear anything about quality. I mean, these are English. So if quality is very low, like PSA 10, is it going to be a participation trophy? Is it going to be like the Nagabas where you can almost blind send them, very, very lightly pre-grade them, as long as you don't cut the top off them with the scissors? You're going to get a 10, 90, 95% of the time. Or is it going to be like Special Delivery Charizard? Or is it going to be like Gold Star Greninja? Is it going to be a 20, 30% 10 rate? Drastically have to pre-grade them, and like that would make me even less want to buy these sealed for 200, 250 bucks. If you're only going to be getting 1 out of 10 gradable or something. Like I have no idea on that aspect. But yeah, if and when, theoretically, if I'm able to buy in the next month 500 of them for 20 bucks a piece or something, like that feels like a reasonable, pending how everything feels. I'm not saying that that's my snap buy point, but pending how everything feels, 20 could be the entry point, 10 could be the end. I have no idea. But if and when I did, and they were really, really easily gradable, I probably would send 50 or 100 to PSA, but I would probably send 50 or 100. I would probably send 100 each to BGS, CGC, and PSA. CGC would be back quickest. I would have the slight premium of the pristine 10s potentially. And then Gem Mint 10s would probably be like break even or not too bad or early out of the gate. PSA would be more of the known, respected, whatever, been around for decades. Though, again, if the 10 rate is too high, these will Nagaba. I mean, if the print run and the 10 rate are really high, this card will just Nagaba. It will be $30 to $40 PSA 10 by the end of the year. If the print is there, if the print quality is there, we don't really know. But yeah, Black Label Nagabas are doing big things right now. $400-500+ while PSA 10s are 40, while CGC 10s, CGC pristine 10s are 40 or 50. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. If someone pays that $150 to get it back within 2 days from BGS and they Black Label it, could be I could see $1,000 Black Label, maybe even more. Just it's so crazy to think of. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a $3,000 Black Label and a $1,000 PSA 10, and it'll never go down from here. I'm not going to bet on that. How many Nagabas do I have left? I have quite a few sets out at BGS still. I think my whole backlog is cleared from PSA and CGC. So all those are back. I'm not sending any new ones to either because the margin's just gone. I probably have 1,000 sealed packs almost. So, and then I have a handful of like just raw gradable sets that I bought as well. Gotta pay high if I want the first PSA 9. How's it going, Andy? Nice to see you in here. Which Van Gogh artwork is your favorite? I think the only one making a card is actually Pikachu. But I did see there was like a Snorlax, there was an Eevee, there were some cool artworks there. Probably the Snorlax. I don't know if the Snorlax was just on a playmat or what, but I'm a Snorlax fan. SDC promo is sitting at 17K overall graded in the PSA slab alone for a little perspective. Ponga says thoughts on scamming me. So yeah, I called out Ponga. I called out Ponga in my recap video because I bought 3, not these 3, but I bought 3 Mario cards that had a $3 price sticker on each. And then I gave him a 10 and he didn't give me any change. I did leave out the detail that I told him to keep the change, or maybe I said that, I don't remember. But I was just busting his chops. But yeah, then Ponga goes and sends me all these grails. He sends me like full retail value. I mean, he's got $3 on a lot of these. He sends me like $50 worth of cards. So he scammed me for $1, and then he shipped for free all these cards to give to my kids, $50 retail value or something. So now he's put me in the position where I've scammed him essentially. So I'm paying him back in exposure though, because I'm talking about him with 73 people watching. So you're welcome, Ponga, for the exposure. How's it going, Pokemon Dentist? How's it going, Chevals? Is it true that the second Van Gogh wave with the portraits did not include the promos? I have no idea. I heard and saw so much speculation. I read more of it than I should have in Discord, but I'm just gonna wait until the dust settles, which could happen within days, hours, weeks. I don't really know. The Pole Father says, Dan, I know you typically give financial advice, but I need to know which flavor ice cream I should eat after paying my property tax this year. I'm not much of a sweet tooth. I'm more of a salty, savory guy. But when I do ice cream, very, very strange ice cream order for a 6'4" big grown man. Twist with rainbow sprinkles. I think, as they say, that slaps. Twist with rainbow sprinkles. That's what I'm about. Hard ice cream. That's if I'm going soft serve. Hard ice cream, chocolate peanut butter. I don't even know a lot of the flavor names because I just don't do ice cream much. I usually do like a chocolate milkshake, actually. Lately, the last several times we've gone somewhere, I don't even think I've gotten an ice cream. I've just gotten a chocolate milkshake. But if I get an ice cream cone, there's a decent chance it's just going to be a twist with rainbow sprinkles. I'm pretty sure Dan's at the museum, just a green screen behind him. If you don't mind sharing, how much is Distro charging for the 151 ETBs? So that I'm not putting out false information, I'm just going to pull up my last... I'm going to just pull up the invoice because I don't remember off the top of my head. No sense guessing when I can just find the exact number. So 151 ETBs, I paid 30 each flat. I bought 160 for $30 each. Credit card fee, handling fee, whatever. So slightly over 30. And my last couple, I think I sold some at retail. I think I sold some at $4.99.99 for the case. Or actually, that's below retail. Isn't retail on ETBs now 55? Or is it 59 on special sets? I don't even know. But I sold my first couple around 500. I think I sold my last couple around like 600. 580, 600, I forget exactly. Let's take Dan down as both of you have lifetime channel memberships. For 151, are you grading a lot or mostly selling loose packs and sealed product? I've not sent any 151 English cards for grading. I might at some point, but my week, this is literally my first week where I'm working nights. I'm trying to get my new schedule sorted. I will probably pause sending any cards for grading for at least the next 2 weeks, like 2 weeks from that, like, so probably mid-October will be the soonest that I'll send anything. I guess that's, I have one small submission I need to send. I've still not yet sent my my Moonbreons from Charlotte. So I'm gonna send my JR Rally and my Moonbreons that I bought in Charlotte to PSA probably like maybe tomorrow. I actually forgot about them until just now. But I'll probably send those tomorrow. And then I probably won't send another BGS, CGC, PSA. I probably won't send another one for at least a week or two. Oh, did PK go back live? Yeah, PK did go back live. The way they released the Pokemon Center drop today was garbage. They legit drip fed only 3 products, so everything sold out one at a time super fast. They probably did that by necessity to some extent. I'm not like a super tech guy. I really don't know how to handle tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people trying to go and check out on one site at one time. But yeah, if they had dropped everything all at once, I think it, 1, would have been Bot City, 2, it would have been just everything would have crashed and broken, and it's probably better to drip things out little by little because yeah, the website will just crash and become non-functional. I read somewhere that it was 100K at the museum, but who knows how many are going to be available on Pokemon Center. You need to be really careful. Just, I read somewhere. Like, was it a tweet? Was it, I mean, if it's a tweet from Pokemon, the official Pokemon, which I'm almost certain it wasn't. If it's a tweet from a random person who talked to a random employee at the museum, that's like third order, that's like third degree hearsay at best. So I wouldn't put too much stock into that personally. But I would expect that there's a million of them. Some people might hear a million and think, "Oh my God, that's so many." Some people might think that's not a lot. I would be shocked if it was less than a million, to be honest, given that they're releasing them at the event at the museum, where several 100,000 people will attend during the window, and they know that. Like, if they're gonna release a promo across X amount of months, and it's publicly available data that 2 million people a year go to that museum. Again, not everyone potentially is going to go get it, but you think they'd like consider that and do that math? I think they've released promos for the past 25, almost 30 years now, so they should have some kind of a reasonable idea on how many to like make. So yeah, I would be kind of surprised if it was less than a million. But it could be 100,000. It could be 10 million. Nobody really knows. With PSA bulk still so slow, I can't fathom a 10 being less than 100 before the end of the year. That is one like interesting factor that ties into all this. So much of Pokemon graded card pricing is just buoyed by the fact that PSA is so expensive and so slow. Like, historically speaking, $15 a card is really, really expensive. Historical average slab price for a PSA over their 30-year time span is like $5 or slightly under, maybe, if you go all the way back 3 decades. But it's just it's crazy. It's crazy. Even in spite of $15 grading and in spite of 2 to 3 month turnaround time, the Nagabuzz went down quick. One of the biggest things that will affect how the 10 goes is how the raw goes too, or how the sealed goes. Because if the sealed is $50 versus if the sealed is $500 because they printed so few and they're coming out so slow, whatever, that has a drastic effect. I mean, the first to market 10s can do anything crazy. but to some extent they're gonna be like pinned down by like some multiplier of the sealed, right? The Frisky Squid says, I'm just trying to get the products for myself, not even trying to profit at this point. Generally speaking, there always will be exceptions, but generally speaking, if you just want the product for yourself, there is usually a very high impatience premium on anything, whether it's a PS5, whether it's whatever new toy is hot for the holiday season, whatever it is, like wait in Pokemon specifically, wait a few months. Like if you just want one for yourself, I would literally just forget about it until January 1st and then just buy it. If you want a 10, maybe wait 6 months. If you want a raw sealed, wait 3 months. I would be shocked. I mean, you're probably not going to pinpoint the exact lifetime low for that raw sealed promo, but 3 months from now, I can't make any guarantees, but I think it will be drastically more accessible. That's a fairly easy statement to make, and it will be drastically cheaper, I think. So if you literally just need one for yourself, like just be patient, don't FOMO, let the dust settle, don't spend like if for the next 3 weeks or 3 months you're literally gonna lose sleep and it's gonna like deprive your life of something, like buy it for $250 if you think you need it that bad and you have $250. And I'm not just speaking to you, the Frisky Squid, but like if you have all that money and you're worried that it might go up from here somehow, you're worried that it might just never be cheaper, and you have the money and you will lose sleep if you don't have it day one out of the gate, I would lean towards the advice of like learning some patience, but buy it. Just like if you literally just need one, just buy it if you've got the money and it's worth it to you. But yeah, me personally, I'm gonna just wait till the dust settles, because I think the dust will settle in the coming days, weeks, months, whatever. If this was as cheap and accessible as SV1P, you'd be singing a different tune. Yeah, I mean, if it goes down to $20, I will buy several hundred, maybe 1,000. If it goes to $20 and I like the feel and the look of it, I will buy a lot of them. But as of like, it's literally day one. Like, there's no need to make a move on day one, unless you're like going for that $150 PSA grading fee, and you're just going to get like that literal first to market play. I'm not gonna go for that though, personally. Appreciate you, Chef. Yeah, Starry Night Umbreon would be amazing. They already did a Starry Night Umbreon. It's the Moonbreon. Yeah, it's Starry Night-esque, but you could go further with it. How's it going, Admiral? He said Gold Star Greninja. Are they hollow? They're not, I wouldn't call them hollow. I think they're like the Scream promos. They're almost like, yeah, it's not hollow. It's like a full art. Maybe it is hollow, but I'm pretty sure it's more like the Scream promos, which I wouldn't personally call hollow. These will Nagaba. Put that on a shirt. Exposure is my preferred payment method. Yeah, I mean, the IRS can't tax you. It's not tax advice, but I don't think the IRS can tax you, Panga, on your exposure. How's it going, Sergio? Sprinkles are trash. Chef says favorite food or dish. Big three. I mean, I'm a carnivore. Big three up there would be like foods, not dishes, really. Probably like crab legs. Man, crab legs go hard. Crab legs are delicious. And then chicken wings. You can do so many different things with chicken wings. So many different sauces. You can only do what you fry the chicken wing. You can grill it. You can smoke it. But chicken wings, and then a good steak. Which, chef, I mean, shout out to you. I do have my Capital Grill sitting right here on my desk. I looked. There are none anywhere close to me, but I think there's a Capital Grill in almost every Collectacon city. So I'll definitely have to be using that in at a Collectacon at some point. They just put Aaron Jones in the old folks home. Did he come out hurt? There's no way he came out hurt again, did he? I hope not. Packaging game on point. Appreciate you. How many points are the Jets scoring on Sunday? More than 10. I have no idea. It's depressing to see that they have a premier matchup, a marquee matchup, primetime with the Chiefs. I actually, when the Jets season is over, which is usually kickoff of game one, I like to have another team to root for, and I like the Chiefs. Kelsey's a monster. Kelsey's an absolute monster. They don't have Tyreek Hill anymore, but yeah, a couple years ago, just watching their offense, watching their lineup they've got. I enjoy watching the Chiefs win, but it's going to be a little bit painful Sunday night. I think they're going to destroy the Jets probably. I don't know. Maybe the Jets defense will be able to keep them in check a little bit, but definitely taking the Chiefs in that one. Print run numbers on most of these promos is always bigger than you estimate. Kadabra Big Spoon, my dad, president of Pokemans, he said 10,000. There you go. I heard someone say that 10,000 were being printed. That's anytime I hear someone say I heard, it's like, okay, I heard 10,000. Where, I don't remember, but seemed credible enough. Gold border serialized versions. I would be shocked if this were a 1K card. It all comes down to print run. Like, demand matters. There's clearly a lot of demand for it. A lot of the demand, though, is like highly speculative. There's people trying to get that first to market, race to the bottom play. How many people actually care about it? How many people will actually want it? It remains to be seen. Chef just wants one for himself as well. Oh, you want the sleeves and the playmat and stuff. Yeah, that stuff's cool. If and when I'm able to, and it doesn't just get botted out, I probably will buy a playmat. I'll probably buy a plush. I didn't see the whole list. I did see the whole list. I didn't read the whole list of what's actually available. There were dozens of items, though. There were actually dozens of items. So, again, if there's 50 items and they make 10,000 of each, that's $500,000 right there. Do we have any idea, though? Like, is 10,000 playmats reasonable? The average playmat that Pokemon releases on Pokemon Center, I have no concept of how many that would be. Would it be 1,000? Would it be 100,000? No semblance of any reasonable estimate. So it's just pure speculation. Thoughts on me making $50 an hour mowing my lawn today? Bullish on self-sustainability. And like Rhinocelot says, I think a lot of times with releases like this, people will buy tons of sleeves to get the promos, and they won't care about the sleeves. All the money they'll be making is in the promos. So people might be selling like lots of 10 packs of promos, lots of 10 playmats, just to dump them, just to get rid of them, get something out of them. There's a reasonable chance that some of these bits of merch go for sub MSRP because people just don't care, don't want them. On the other side of it, though, too, the classic could go up, could go down. Some of the merch might be like better plays, probably not the liquidity of the card, but some of the merch like might end up being fairly exclusive. It might end up being fairly desirable, and it might perform fairly well. I'm not going to be specking on any merch. Like, if I have the opportunity, I will do a Pokemon Center order, but primarily, if and when I do go into this card, I will probably just be buying a lot of them on eBay. I'll probably just be buying 50 or 100 or hundreds, or depending what the cost is and how everything looks and feels. Did you hear about Millennium dropping all of their second chance convict help? This might affect the future print runs. I've not heard anything about that. Stream's not really about to end. I don't know. Maybe 11. I might go for another 45 minutes. We might be halfway in. We might. We'll have to see. I don't know. I'm probably not going to go too substantially late. I might go till the end of the game. I am kind of glancing at the game here. It's not overly exciting. I think I have Aaron Jones going in fantasy, but I don't have much going for me. I just want the Lions to win. I have not a ton of money. I have $50 maybe out on the Lions minus 2.5. So maybe a little bit more than that with some of the 50% promos that you get on DraftKings. Chef says one King Crab. Yeah, King Crab is very, very bullish on crab legs. Bacon wrap scallops too. Bacon wrap scallops are right up there. Everything would be the top 10 is just filled with various kinds of animal, various kinds of meat. You have to get the bone-in ribeye with the balsamic if you go to Capital Grill. I've been to Capital Grill a couple times. I almost every Collectacon I've been to, we've done at least one night at a higher end steakhouse. It's not always been Capital Grill, but a couple times it has been Capital Grill. I know in Denver, I went with my wife before we went to Swami's. It was not Capital Grill there. It was a different one. We just went to a Brazilian steakhouse in Charlotte. We went to Chima, or I went to. Some people went to Capital Grill Sunday night, but I wasn't there. And, but yeah, I've got the gift card now, so I've got to go, and I'm looking forward to it. Maybe Houston. I think I looked up. I think Houston does have Capital Grills. So maybe I'll be using my gift card there. Brad, make someone drop out of Houston so I can go. I've seen so many people, like every Collectacon we go to, there's always people that are late. There's always people that are trying to get in late. Book your tables early. Probably early January or late December, maybe sometime in December, we'll get the slate of conventions for 2024. Plan ahead, be ready, be in the Discord when the tables drop. A lot of people FOMO late into Collectacons, and those things sell out quick. Those things are hotter tickets than Van Gogh promos, dare I say. They sell out within hours. I can make the best wings ever too. I got you guys one day on steaks, wings, and king crab legs. Okay, that sounds amazing. I'm in 2 fantasy football leagues, yeah. I highly value consistency in like leadership. I used to run a league in college. I used to just go into random leagues. Like you can go on Yahoo and just enter a public league. I don't like when people just drop out mid-year. People need to have some skin in the game. So I think I've been in one fantasy football league for like 16 to 18 years, sometime around high school time frame that I started it. Which is crazy how long it's been since high school, which is nuts. And then the other one I got into at my former place of employment, I think my first year there, because I started in July, and I want to say in September, I had already maybe it was the second year, but I'm pretty sure it was the first one. So I've been in that one for, would be like 12 years now. So I have 2 leagues that I've been in over a decade. Once you get, I used to be in 3 leagues. I've been in 4 leagues for various times. 2 is plenty for me. 2 is plenty because you get into so many situations where, I have Justin Jefferson in this one, but I'm playing him in 2 other leagues, and it just gets so messy. It gets so complicated, and I can never remember who I even have on which team. So I'm at a happy point where I am in my fantasy. I do my my DraftKings bets on the side along with that, and then we're doing the pick'em. We do have a little paywall pool going on. It's just for fun. It's just for bragging rights. I'm gonna throw like a booster box to whoever wins, couple booster boxes to whoever wins the most weeks, and then whoever wins like overall total pick'em for the year. But yeah, no buy-in for that. Just total out of mostly bragging rights. Big fan of football season. Um, Anyone in here collect Japanese Pokemon postcards? I just discovered the Neo Ho-Oh one with Lugia and Skarmory in it. So cool. I've seen a bunch of them. There's a lot of cool ones out there. I've never collected them though. Will Taylor Swift score more points on the field than Zach Wilson? Oh man. Dan only likes the Chiefs because he's a huge Swiftie. Fun fact, I actually she came around in high school ish, and she started country. Like I listened to country quite a bit. Speaking of that, I forgot to have my Pandora up, but I guess I could have the audio of football on, but I haven't. Um, yeah, so I primarily listen to country music. I used to listen to more music back in high school and prior, but yeah, Taylor Swift came out mostly country, and I had her first few CDs. I went to a Taylor Swift concert, not one of the recent ones that are like thousands and thousands of dollars, but yeah, probably what year would that have been? I went to a Taylor Swift concert with my sister and my cousin in like 2006 or something. I don't even know. Let me see. I never delete emails. I don't know if I bought those tickets myself or I think I saw her at the New York State Fair. 2008. Yeah, she opened for Rascal Flatts. I saw Taylor Swift open for Rascal Flatts at the New York State Fair in 2008. Um, so that was actually freshman year of college. That was slightly out of high school, but I don't really follow her music anymore. But I definitely had her first few CDs. Then it became kind of a meme. It became kind of a joke. Like I wanted her first couple, and then I kind of got a couple more than I even cared to listen to anymore. But this is Mountain Dew. I'm adjusting to my new work schedule, working nights, and I have not slept much this week. It's somehow I'm powering through, kind of like I do at Collectacon. I went to bed at 2 last night, towards 2:30 probably, and I went to bed at 3 the night before. And before that it was like 1:30, 2 o'clock. And then I'm up around 8:30. So not been sleeping too much. I had some big vault shipments I had to get out. I guess I should plug my vault consignment service. I think I have, yeah, so right here. I have my eBay vault service. I should update this actually. I should show let me see. I should show the vault only one. I'm actually at a point where I'm really trying to push more the vault over anything else. Yeah, I just switched it to the vault only. Shout out to Walrus. Mr. Walrus put this together for me. But yeah, 5% selling fees. If you have something really high end, if you have something over 10K, over 5 figures, I do go lower than 5%. But 5%, $25 minimum fee, $250 minimum value of the slab. I had some really big items go out recently. We had Gem Mint Pokemon on last week. In Charlotte, he hand delivered to me dozens of very, very good cards. And then he also gave me through the mail, which I showed off at the end of Pokeflips, the PSA 10 base first Charizard. So sometime, hopefully, within a week or two, that should be listed on my eBay in the vault. So eBay vault consignments, I'm sending out every 1st and every 15th of the month. Well, those are the deadlines. I send out by the 3rd, by the 17th or so, a couple day leeway. But that's going great. Like I'm sending out a lot of great cards. I am not advertising it a ton. I did pay for 2 ads with top 10 Pokemon, but as of right now, I'm just trying to like hang out. There's a good trickle of stuff coming in. Maybe around the time of the new year, I will do more of a push to like actually advertise that. Maybe pay for some more advertisements, put that out there. But as of right now, I'm in like a happy point where I don't want to like do too much, get too much more coming in because I am just going to end up being up till 4 a.m. every night. And that's not too sustainable. But the Mountain Dews do help. I'll probably be hibernating through parts of this weekend, though. We'll see. Retro's bullish. Retro's bullish on Van Gogh Pikachu. Again, like, under the right parameters, I will buy 1,000 of them. I will not buy 1,000 of them, though, if they're $100. I'm not going to put 100 grand into it. 10 grand? 20 grand? Yeah, maybe, probably. But it's just like a feel thing. I really do like the promo. I want to hear how gradable it is. I want to get a feel, get a sense of how many there will be. Those are the main things. Grandparents want that promo. Wish I could short the Van Gogh price right now. Yeah, what would be the effective way? You need to sell like futures. You need to sell options. Someone needs to put this together. You need to sell today. You need to sell like a $200, what would it be, like a call option? A $200. I'm not great. I don't really do options trading. I vaguely am familiar with calls and puts and things like that. But you would need to sell an option with a date of like January 1st with a strike price of $500 for the PSA 10. You would need to just sell for a fixed amount of money today. You get the option to buy the PSA 10 on this date for this amount of money. The thing is, like naked shorting in stocks, like some of those very risky. I mean, if the print run was super low and the price just goes astronomical, theoretically unlimited downside, right? There's kind of like a fixed capped upside because the PSA 10 can only go as low as 0, right? It can't go any lower than 0 if the card's just so available. But theoretically, it could go to any number on the way up. So yeah, that would be very interesting though if someone were to put together some kind of those exotic options to where you could short the prices of Pokemon cards. Is getting a Van Gogh signature the play? That would probably go for quite a bit of money. I mean, maybe someone will do that though. Like you say it as a joke. All these cut cards where they take a signature off of some like check or some document. They cut it off. They insert it into a card. Call up Upper Deck. Call up Panini. Maybe they'll buy. If you bought that card and then you had like 10 English cards behind it, 10 of the same card, and then you just insert it like a patch, insert it like, yeah, it would be like the thickness of 3 to 5, 10 cards. Aaron Jones with a whopping 11 total yards. Prosciutto wrapped scallops, that sounds good. Hockey is coming very soon. I'm very excited for the Rangers hockey. Hopefully they do better than they did last year. I'm a big fan of barbecue. If Van Gogh is vintage, then is WotC modern. I don't think the Packers will come back, but we'll see. Capital Grill gave us a bunch of extra sides that the kitchen accidentally made. That's awesome. Big score there. Steve M says, I just got back 50 Nagabas from PSA. After fees and shipping, I'll probably only make $5 per card. Would you just hold on to them for a while or dump them? Where I'm personally sitting with mine, I'm going to give it a couple more weeks with like low list pricing. I have a couple of them at like 40 PSA 10, which $15 shipping, $15 cost of the card, $15 grading, 12% eBay fees, $4.50. I'm like barely breaking even at 40 to 45 list price. So I'm getting rid of a couple. And then I have over 1,000 sealed packs. I have dozens of raw, minty, gem mint sets that I'm just going to like sit on temporarily. Investing in them, I guess people would say. But yeah, I'll probably continue to grade a few more here and there with BGS as long as that play exists. As long as I don't get beat up too bad, as long as I get some amount of black labels, we'll have to see. Maybe I'll get no black labels and I'll just get wrecked. But it all comes down to ultimately cash flow. Are you at a point where those 50 cards, like say you paid 15 per pack, 15 for grading, that's $1,500, right? 30 times 50, that's $1,500 tied up in capital. Is that cash flow going to prevent you from buying things where you can just make known margin. Like sometimes taking the short-term L to get that money back to buy stuff at 50%, sell it for 80%, buy it for 60, grade it, flip it, whatever it may be. If you have $1,500 tied up on the sidelines that's not working for you, and that's like a measurable amount of cash flow that you like feel its absence, I would lean towards selling. But if you have like so much going on, if you're more in a spot where you're not limited by capital, you're more limited by time, sitting on stuff for a while, letting it simmer a bit, letting it do its thing for some time, that's perfectly fine too. And I do some of that here and there. No such thing as enough. Daniel, you know this. There's absolutely such a thing as enough. A lot of people, though, it's always more. Lord Pokesmoke says, I miss doing the pick'em on the second week because of Collectacon. No excuses. You can't do that. The season's long, though. 17 weeks. If you miss 1 week, if you kill it the rest of the season, you could probably still end up winning. But another thing, too, I'm actually paying out a booster box to whoever wins the most individual weeks. So if you've missed every week so far, I mean, it's week 4 now, you're only missed in one game. You could join the league right now. You could pick 15 of the 16 games. You could win this week, and you could go. I don't think anyone has won 2 weeks. So you could join the pool now, and you could feasibly win the most individual weeks per the year. Maybe you won't have the most wins over the total season because you've missed 50 games by now, but you could absolutely win. You could absolutely win the most individual weeks to win a booster box. This football talk got Dan depressed. Tough being a Jets fan. I picked the Bills over Miami this weekend. I hope I don't end up regretting that, but I mean, I hope they tie. I hope the Bills and Dolphins just tie. We'll have to see how that goes, but yeah, it's 4 plays into the year, Aaron Rodgers goes down. Yeah, no Evo cases for sure. Yeah, Brad, you might as well start flipping a coin with your picks. Wow, didn't know Dan was a Swiftie. Taylor's a national treasure. Yeah, OG Swiftie for sure. Country Swiftie. I was a Swiftie before it was cool. Paying extremely high for footage of Dan at the Taylor Swift concert. I could probably go digging. I could probably find pictures from the concert. I don't know if they'd have me in it though. I feel like, I don't know. There's probably something somewhere. Dan, a loyal fan. Don't let him fool you. He got T-Swift posters behind the camera. See, I don't do coffee, so I gotta do some Mountain Dew. I do iced tea, Mountain Dew. Card Party Second Edition is extremely unlikely. I'm probably gonna do Orlando Collectacon in February. I'll probably do my same normal thing. 3, maybe 4 Collectacons across the year. Worlds is highly unlikely. Card Party's highly unlikely. Orlando in June doesn't sound too enticing. June, the weather up here is usually pretty nice. I will have already been there back in February, very likely, with Collectacon. So I'm sure it'll be a blast. Like I've said many times, I love the problem that we have. If you can, first world problem, whatever you want to call it, there are so many good events that go on. It's difficult to choose, and you always get a little bit of FOMO. You always get a little bit of like, man, I kind of wish I could go to that one too. Next year, I mean, how many Collectacons were there this year? Like 7? I think every year they've added a Collectacon or 2. I don't know for sure, but there could be 8, 9, 10 Collectacons next year. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, if there's 9 Collectacons and there's a Worlds and there's Card Party and all these, like, there's so many things. More than any one person can just, I mean, some people probably do go to all of them. More than I can go to. What a great problem to have. That you can't go to every, like, there's so many great events that you cannot reasonably go to all of them. And you can go to any of them, and there will be great people there, and you will have a great time. Like people kind of memed on Kansas City. People meme on some of the smaller ones, whatever. And not all of them are going to be Charlotte, where we have 5 sections. Not all of them are going to be Denver, where we have the party at Swami's. But I've been to smaller ones too, and like they're all a blast. I mean, you only need a couple people, and you can have a great time. It's great. Like, and then I mentioned this in my Charlotte recap. Even when you're there, it's like these people are going the Buffalo Wild Wings. These people are going to Capitol Grill. These people are just hanging out in the room, calling in pizza or whatever. You can't, even when you're there, you can't be everywhere while you're there because there's like so many people, so many things going on. It's just a great situation to be in. And I'm fine missing different things here and there. Like I'm gonna do Houston next year. I'll probably do Charlotte. We'll have to see what the schedule looks like. I don't know that I'll have any, if there will be any weddings, if there will be any big graduation parties I can't miss. I'll have to see like my personal schedule, how it jives with Collectacon schedule, and then go from there. But 99% chance I won't be at Card Party. 99% chance I won't be at Worlds. Evo Chari. We do have a PSA 10 Evolutions Chari, courtesy of Thrifty. It's up for 1,500 in the eBay vault on my page. Thrifty, we have somebody talking. I think they might end up going for it. We'll have to see. But yeah, we have pretty solid interest in the Evolutions Chari, I would say. I'm watching the game on the other screen. I bet perfect score because I'm a madman sometimes. It could happen still. So I bet 30 Lions to 20 Packers. I bet $10 with a 50% boost promotion. If the score ends 30 Lions, 20 Packers, I win like $1,100 or something. I posted it in the sports section in Pokenomics Discord. So that would be amazing. That would be crazy. I've done that a few times. I don't think I've ever hit a perfect score. I've probably only bet them like 5 to 10 times. I've thrown $5, $10 to win like 1,000, to win like 500 to 1,000 plus. And there's been a couple notable times where I was like minutes away from winning several hundred dollars. I remember last year, I was actually out of the bar with my buddy. He was a Bills fan. It was the Bills-Viking game last year, where the Bills just had to run it like for a yard or two out of the end zone, and then the game would have been over, but they got safetied. And it blew my perfect score. Like literally they had to run, get a yard or two, get out of the end zone, and then kneel the ball. And they fumbled the snap in the end zone. They got covered. They won the game still, but they ruined my perfect score and cost me like $700. So if this game ends, one field goal for Green Bay, one field goal for Detroit, probably won't happen, but a guy can dream. Thoughts on Walrus not being here and is a fraud chat goat? Yeah, he's probably over in a different live stream. Probably choosing someone else over me. Or maybe he's not though. I don't even know. Let me see. I'm browsing PK's live chat to see who's there instead of here. I don't see Walrus over there. Selling calls is not shorting. Calls puts I forget. Is it naked puts? Selling naked puts is short. I mean, again, I'm not an options trader, but shorting would be buying a put. Okay. School this man retro. Yeah, I'm a buy and holder. I flip, I speculate. I'm active in Pokemon where I think I have an edge. I do not have an edge in financial markets. I do not have the education. I do not have the time devoted into studying it. Even those who do, very few outperform the broad index funds and such. So I'm very passive in my traditional stuff, very active in the non-traditional stuff. I love when Dan takes meme questions and turns them into real scenarios. I feel like half my live streams are me taking meme questions and turning them into like real scenarios. That's I gotta work with what I've got, right? Like you guys are feeding me just memes left and right, nothing serious. So I've got to take it and I've got to just morph it into some like answerable, discussable scenario, I guess. So. I predict the next artist collab to be Salvador Dali. See, I knew Van Gogh. Starry Night immediately came to mind. I do not know any paintings of I know the name, but let's see. I don't even know what his paintings are. Oh, like the melting clock things. I've seen this one before. Are there any clock Pokemon? I don't think there's any clock Pokemon, are there? I feel like I'm being dumb and there's probably one in like Gen 1 or Gen 2 or something. But yeah, I don't think there's any clock Pokemon. But I'm sure any of the very, very popular artists, you could probably find a way to work Pokemon into any of their works. Need an Albert Einstein collab. Are there any famous duck paintings? Oh, Banksy. I'm Banksy's that girl with the red balloons, all that like street art somewhere in the UK or Europe or something. I'm fairly familiar with Banksy, but I don't know much about art at all. Picasso. Picasso would be an interesting one. I want a Picasso Quaxley. I don't know if there's any famous duck paintings though, but whoever made a famous duck painting, I want to collab with that. Give me some nice Quaxleys to chase. Need a Darwin collab. Truly survival of the fittest with all the awful sources today. Blazer OP says, did you get the promo card, Dan? I'm honestly ready to leave the hobby. It's so ridiculously upsetting with so many scalpers. I did not get any. None of this is, I mean, we've had this conversation for years now. Scalpers only work if people FOMO into things and then pay them. Just don't pay the premiums. If supply and demand, ultimately, if people are willing to pay the price, like that's just the free market. That's what's going to happen. But yeah, like no one needs this card. My name is Catch 'em All Collectibles. The tagline of Pokemon has got to catch 'em all. You don't actually have to though. So again, I talked earlier about what I would do if I was literally engaging with this in a way where I just wanted one for myself. I would tune out for 3 months. I would tune out for the next 3 months. And I would just buy it in January sometime. I would buy my one copy in January, February, like sometime early next year. I don't think you're going to do yourself any service being in Discord for 8 hours, refreshing the Pokemon Center for 8 hours, getting banned, getting blocked by their bot detection that doesn't catch any bots, but it catches every human. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's just a symptom of like people are crazy and people are not patient. I do see your comment. Let me see. Vandy says, how do we check who won weeks? So if you're on mobile, I don't think it shows it. Let me pull it up quick. If you're on desktop, which I almost always am, if you're on desktop, it shows week by week. You can actually click on week 1. So like Grimer Collects won's week 1. He won week 1 with 12. 2 people tied. So I didn't really consider it, but I'll probably just count ties for like a full win. So theoretically, 5 people could win a week, but it's still winning a week. I'm not going to do like half points, quarter points if it's split 4 ways. If you win a week, even if it's a tie, you get a point for that week. So week 2, E-Unit and GE Baseball won. And then week 3, GE Baseball won. So the leader has 2 individual week wins. And then the overall leader is actually the same guy. It could be the case where I owe someone 2 booster boxes at the end. The one who wins the whole season might win the most individual weeks too. Like it's not guaranteed, but like it's probably more likely that that person that wins the most weeks wins it all. But they could have a couple terrible weeks. They could miss a week and they could not. Like it could just be symptom of like who's the most consistent, who actually gets their picks done every week, and they just like by default get the most wins for the year. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. But in any case, I've committed 2 booster boxes and 2 ETBs to the pick'em pool just to make it so people are playing for something. I don't know if it'll be Paradox Rift. If there's a newer set after Paradox Rift by the end of the season, I'll do that one. But it might be Paradox Rift, might be the newest set. So we'll have to see. Darwin collab is the entirety of the hobby, bunch of apes. I've not distributed any of my Metazoo promos. I've actually not thought about it for a while. I need to consider what I'm gonna do. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with my Metazoo promos. I've not yet done it, but yeah, I do have 500 Catch 'em all collectibles Metazoo promos somewhere. There they are. I have 500 of them. I sent some for grading. That's all I've done with them so far. Got my nice Earth Aura from Native with the KA logo in the bottom. While I'm watching my daughter during the days, Lions are actually kicking a field goal here. So the issue is the Lions are going to be up by 13. So it would have been better. I needed Green Bay to score their field goal first, because now that Green Bay is going to be down 13, they're only going to go for touchdowns. They're not even going to kick a field goal unless it happens really quick. If on Green Bay's next drive, if somehow they have like 4th and 30 for a 35-yard field goal, they would probably kick it with 7 minutes left. Given that they're going to be down 13 with 8 minutes to go, though, I have almost no shot of 30 to 20, unfortunately. But Vandy's picking the Bears every week till they win. I'm like 15 minutes behind still. Chat. So yeah, the Lions, technically all I need is a Green Bay field goal and then the game to end, but it's so unplausible given what the score is. It's just not going to happen. Have you been buying any more Japanese seals? Got some V-Star before under 80, and I see Raging Surf Black Flame close to 60. You grab any? I've not. At some point, I'll probably get back into scooping up sealed cases of Japanese when the timing feels right. But as of right now, again, with my time being limited, working nights for this school year, I need to just cut out certain things. I don't think the Packers are going to end up coming. I hope the Packers don't come back, because even though I'm not going to hit my dream $10 to $1,100, but I do have at least $50. I forget how much I put on the Lions -2.5. I had one promotion where I did Lions -2.5. I think it was boosted 50%. And then I have one where it was just the Lions straight up boosted something. I don't remember. Charlotte might happen every year. Charlotte is nice because it's the closest one to me. Charlotte's a 2-hour direct flight, which is amazing. I'm bumming about Houston. Houston's like 5 weeks away. I don't have a hotel yet. I don't have a flight yet. Houston is not great for flights from New York. I have no direct flights. I think there's 2 airports there. Neither one do I have a direct flight. Both of them, because I fly out of Syracuse, which is a fairly small airport, and then Houston, I think, are both fairly small airports relative to like a hub, like Chicago, or, well, Chicago's not a Collectacon city, but relative to an Orlando, a Denver, a Charlotte, like those are more hubs, I think. Maybe not Charlotte, but Charlotte's close to me though. Punga says, Dan, end live so I can watch the game. I mean, you better have 2 screens up. You better have me on the phone and then have the game on the TV or something. Yeah, there's no way a Green Bay field goal is going to come because, wait, am I? Yeah, I must be live, right? How did 12 minutes ago you said that? I forget if I bet. Did I bet on 30-20? Or did I? I don't even remember what I bet on now. I might have bet 27-20. That's right. I can't even win anymore. I thought I bet 30-20. Anyways, I'm not gonna win. I got lost. Where'd I go? People butthurt about prices. People butthurt about scalpers. Did we ever leave 2021? Oh, I need a interception now by Green Bay. Lions just took the points off the board. There was a penalty on Green Bay, so they took the first down. They took the field goal off the board. So technically, I need a turnover here, and then I need Green Bay. Green Bay would kick a field goal to get within one score. So very, very long shot odds still, but it's back in play. Yeah, people butthurt about prices. People butthurt about scalpers. Did we ever leave 2021? I think 151 has some kind of that stuff going on. It's crazy. 151 is just flying off the shelves. I know Mason mentioned in a video he sold out of all of it really quick. Most mine's gone. I'm probably gonna set back some amount of the Mew UPCs, but I probably will crack open a lot of them too and sell packs and stuff. I'm hoping Detroit fumbles it here. But yeah, then all the TCG Classic conversation, $400, all the speculation of what that might do. Same thing with that. Like I think a lot of people are getting super riled up over that. Did PK go live and then end again? I actually don't see his live anymore. I was contemplating if he ended up streaming later than I do. I was contemplating sending people over. I actually see Pokemon Wonder. Looks like Pokemon Wonder is going live at 11 with PokeNE. So yeah, maybe I'll run just another 10 minutes and then send everyone over there. For anyone who doesn't know, Pokemon Wonder, great guy. I met Justin in Charlotte, met him there. I was on his channel 4 or 5 weeks ago now. I forget, but he's got a great series going. With a lot of different guests already. He's probably 5, 6, 7 guests in. Really great interviewer. Makes some nice live streams. Detroit's going for it on 4th down. Please stop them. They made it. My hopes of my perfect score. Had they not made it there, it would have been very long shot that only Green Bay would have scored a field goal. But like up until 6 minutes to go in the game, I had plausible outcomes where I could have won that bet with the early 2-point conversion by Green Bay, and then they ended up not getting the 2-point conversion on the second one. Gambling can be fun. Not recommended. Only recommended to do it with money you're willing to lose, but little $5, $10 bets for entertainment, it can be fun. People that we got Mr. Walrus in chat now. People that leave the hobby because of scalpers are so soft they got Velcro shoes because their laces come undone. I heard this up and coming Japanese artist named Ken Sugimori that Pokemon might collaborate with. Are you going to be doing a Hello Kitty opening stream? So that's one thing I have going with Metazoo right now. I have a lot of like ancillary product that I was buying over the past year and a half that I've been a partner, that some of it did really well and some of it I sold it all, did well, it's all gone. I have a lot of like random stuff that I just don't have the time to process really. I have like the pin club stuff. I have some of the NFT exclusive stuff. I am honing in on like, I am doing main set releases only. One big thing that steered me away from the Hello Kitty collab, I did not have access to like my standard partner wholesale pricing. My wholesale partner pricing for regular sets, very, very attractive. Significantly less than I pay for like Pokemon wholesale. Significantly less. I've done well. I've been a partner for UFO, Seance, and Native. All 3 main sets, I killed it. And I have like investment speculative position for if and when Metazoo pans out in the future. But I just don't have the time, especially this school year, especially with like the lack of a babysitter situation. I don't have the time to go into the ancillary products, especially when they're like, I don't have the advantage. When I'm buying at a significant discount to what everyone else is buying, I like it better. I like that I'm getting the $400 TCG Classic at like 2.5 through my distributors. I don't know how many I'm getting, but I like it a lot better when I'm not paying the same as everyone else. Like that's just, I've mentioned it many times. I mentioned it in a Metazoo video a few weeks ago. I have a lot more cash flow than I've ever had, but I can still spend all of it. I can spend all my monthly cash flow on 70% of retail or less. So why am I going to pay 90% of retail, 100% of retail, or market, retail market, kind of exchangeable there? Why am I going to pay 100% of market on anything when I can spend all my money at anywhere between 20 and 70% of market? That's like my core fundamental thinking. Plus, liquidity, generally speaking, is a bit higher on the main set releases. Some of the promos do very, very well, but some of them don't do as well. So yeah, moving ahead, it's Metazoo main sets only for the time being. War, whenever War comes out. War was going to be September. I'm kind of glad it didn't hit September because I would have been swamped. But whenever War comes out, I'll be in on that. I didn't go for Legacy. I didn't go for Hello Kitty. I picked 2720. I thought I had picked 3020 for a minute there, but yeah, it's over anyways. I didn't buy any of the Japanese Pikachu Arcanine promo. The last thing I bought like 100 of them, and I know I'm like super late to get them, but that's just the way. I bought either 100 or 200 of these. I forget what I paid for them, but they're pretty cheap. I want to say I paid somewhere between 5 and 10. I don't remember how much, but buying hundreds of $5 to $25 cards or $2 to $100 cards is like a sweet spot. Very, very high liquidity. That's kind of what I'm going for more. I want to sell the same card hundreds of times. Trying to get caught up on chat. I'm within 10 minutes now. Not looking forward to Dan's I've been working nights complaints in the future months. I know I should cut out Mountain Dew, but I'm probably not anytime soon. I don't drink it a lot, but I use it. I use it to get me through some very, very tired times. Pokemon Center dropped the Van Gogh card a little bit here and there. I like traditional do the best. When I go to Taco Bell, when in Rome, when I'm at Taco Bell, I will drink Baja Blast. I've tried. Shout out to Squeaks if he listens to this. I think he's a big Mountain Dew fan, and I've seen some posts of his. I think he had an avatar for a while of one of the different flavors of Mountain Dew. So I've tried a lot of them. Traditional is best for me. Original is best, but some of them are pretty solid. Livewire back in the day. I don't do orange soda anymore. I used to like orange soda. Mountain Dew Livewire was like an orange soda Mountain Dew type thing. Grape is the worst soda. I like sodas quite a bit. I don't drink them a lot. I drink them more than I should, but maybe a 24 pack a month. A soda a day average. Like a couple days I might have a couple, 2, 3. I probably drink slightly more soda than I do alcohol, but yeah, not much of either. Uh, let's see. Any news on Japanese 151? I still need a position, but was waiting for a big V-Star type reprint. Might not get it. I'm not following it closely. I think it's pretty high again. I think it went down there for a bit. There was a reprint in September, and then it kind of went up again. I have no idea, though. I'm not tapped into that, really. Am I going to pull a Jason Page and sell my home promo? I might do some kind of a bundle thing. I don't really know, though. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I need to sign them, and I need to get someone to certify my signature, and then I need to sell them. I'm only gonna sign 25 of these ever, and then sell 1 out of 25, serialize them all. Will scarcity on the shelves for 151 cause single prices to rise? I know Mason made a video about that. That's more of like a Mason / Danny Phantom style video. I don't really look at like TCG player prices of singles and make commentary on stuff like that. I'm not as engaged in it. So yeah, I would lend towards their experience and expertise, I guess. They've already made a couple of videos, I think, along those lines. And yeah, Mason, I just watched it maybe yesterday, last night. He made a video talking about like how good 151 feels. Just like singles are doing well, sealed is doing well. Like it just feels in a good spot, especially after 3 main sets that kind of flopped a little bit. Let me try to get caught up. I'm assuming Pokemon Wonder is probably live by now. I'll probably send you guys over there shortly. Yeah, Pokemon Wonder is live. So yeah, let me try to wrap up. Oh, I do see PK's stream there. I'll have to watch that later. 151 UPCs are 99 on Hills right now. Wow. So shout out Hills Wholesale Gaming. If you haven't gotten one yet, 99 might not be the lowest. We could have Charizard UPC vibes. We could have that, but who knows? I'm getting my stuff wholesale. I'm gonna break some. I'm gonna flip some. I'm gonna play it by ear, as I always do. I just grabbed Wonder's link. Let me go into redirect. I'm gonna wrap up within the next 5 minutes. I'm going to set up this live redirect. Every time I do it, I have to relearn where it is. Customization, redirect. Oh, Pokemon Wonder. Pokemon Wonder, he's not accepting raids. What are you doing? Let me go into his chat and see. Let me try to get him to turn on raids. I don't know if he'll know how to do it midstream. It's kind of, I think it's kind of a hidden menu, kind of a hidden place. I don't want to interrupt his conversation either, but I did just tell him to turn on raids. I'll give it a couple minutes, and then I'll try to raid him. If I can't do it the proper way with the redirect, I'll just drop his link in chat. But yeah, let me catch up the last 10 minutes. I'm a little bit behind here. Let's see. Oh, wow, this game's over. I mean, it's been over, but it's over. Interception. Dan is the new Gary with failed TCGs in storage. I actually just sent 1,000 cards of like very niche stuff from that collection that I bought last November. I sent. It's not gone. Oh, I've already moved it out of my immediate area. But 1,000 cards I'm sending to ComC, like Power Rangers, Vanguard, or maybe Vanguard's already gone. Queen's Blade, Dual System, all kinds of really obscure niche things. What's your allocation look like for Classic? I heard Walmart had a ton. The $400 thing, I don't have my allocation yet. I'm not sure. Any new takes on Lorcana? Metazoo will outlive Lorcana. That's my hot take that I said several months ago, and I stand by. Complete guess, I have no idea. Do I think Lorcana will do well? I have no idea. I think it's scary how little they care about like the box. You can just pull packs out of it. They're not wrapping it. Like if and when Lorcana is a thing 10 years from now, there will be like we have issues in Pokemon with authenticity of boxes and resealing all this stuff. Given that Lorcana doesn't even have them wrapped, has no security features whatsoever, how will there be a market for the early sealed product if there can be no trust in it whatsoever? So I worry about that right out of the gate. Like if I was investing, speculating in it, but I'm not. I haven't touched it. I don't have a single Lorcana card. I might have some coming in on consignment, but I don't have any right now. Dan, why are you doing a live without a hat on? I know PK did have a nice hat. I did see that. Do I have a wholesale license by chance? I have what's called a certificate of authority in New York. That is what you need to register with a distributor to get wholesale access. That is what you need to register with eBay to not pay sales tax on items purchased intended for resale. How do you buy a single card in bulk? I mean, TCG Player, eBay, wherever. Direct contacts of people who just source a lot of them, and I pay them a premium to get a lot. Wonder whose Instagram you saw those Pikachu promos on. Are we talking about the Van Gogh ones? Everyone's Instagram. I don't know if you're memeing on that, or is it a different Pikachu I'm talking about? I don't know. How many hot dogs do you eat a week, Dan? Maybe 0.1. I might eat 5 hot dogs a year if I had to guess. Very rough estimate. Would I ever get piercings or tattoos? They're not for me. I've never had any. I never intend to get any. Dan has a giant back tattoo. He showed me before. As always, Brad's memeing / lying. Let's see. I'm almost Dan ruining others' live streams. Dan has never liked a single one of my pictures, just watches all my IG stories to figure out what Japanese promos to grade, shaking my head. I am bad on Instagram. I don't really like much. If you tag me and stuff, I'll go and I'll like it. If you tag me in a story, I'll reshare it. I'm pretty good at that, but I'm pretty bad at a lot of things Instagram. I do not just like scroll through and like a bunch of photos or anything. I apologize to everybody I follow for that. Dan gonna get receipt checked on that Lorcana take. Just give it time. I'm not afraid. 5 a year. Those are rookie hot dog numbers. I'm gonna try one more time to raid Pokemon Wonder if it will allow me to do it the proper way. But if not, let me see. Here's the link. I'm gonna try to do the redirect. I don't know if he was able to enable it midstream, but let's try. He did. Oh no, that's someone else. No, he didn't. So I can't rate him properly. I'm bad at Instagram. Sounds like a lot like a bad friend. I appreciate everyone hanging out. I know that there were other live streams. There is Pokemon Wonder. Go check out Justin. I've never met or talked to PokeNE, but I've seen him on some different live streams. I've definitely seen a couple of his videos here and there. So go tell him Catch 'em All Collectibles sent you. Go say hi to everybody. I'm gonna be heading to bed soon. I'm actually gonna call it an earlier night than normal. But yeah, I appreciate everyone hanging out. Glad to see the Lions won as I picked in the pick'em, as I bet on DraftKings. So bad night for fantasy, good night for like DraftKings and the pick'em. But Dan, the wholesale discount I get from Metazoo is very attractive. Also, Dan, I can't get Lorcana wholesale. Also, Dan, Metazoo will outlive Lorcana. I can't. I don't want to go another 10 minutes, but like Lorcana being printed by whatever that company is called that prints like puzzles, and Disney being so massive, Disney not caring about a few $1,000,000, however much money they'll make off Lorcana. I just see so many scenarios where if Mike, a small company, is more passionate about Metazoo existing, Mike might be more willing to push it down the line further than Disney will. Disney is just going to make a cold-hearted, capitalistic decision of Lorcana's not making enough money to make it worthwhile. Kill it. It's a guess. It could be absolutely wrong, but yeah, I will. I appreciate everyone hanging out. Go check out Pokemon Wonder. I will catch you all later.